Have you ever felt like a chameleon? Not just adapting to your surroundings, but changing your very colors, your very being, to match the mood of whoever you're with. With an angry person, you become quiet and agreeable. The sad person, you become the compassionate caretaker. With a powerful person, you become the helpful, admiring assistant. You are a master of harmony, an expert at keeping the peace. People probably love this about you. They call you nice. They call you easygoing. They call you a peacemaker. But you, in the quiet moments alone, know the truth. It is exhausting. You feel a quiet, aching sense of being completely and utterly invisible. If this is your story, then you are about to understand a fundamental and perhaps life-changing piece of your own history. Because what you have been calling your personality is not a personality at all. It is a brilliant, sophisticated, and deeply ingrained survival strategy. You are not too nice. You are a trauma survivor, and you have mastered the fourth and most misunderstood trauma response, the Fawn Response. We've all heard of fight, flight, and freeze. These are the three classic responses our nervous system uses when faced with a threat. But there is a fourth response, one that is crucial for understanding a specific kind of survival. It is the Fawn Response. Fawning is the instinct to appease a threat. It's the strategy of trying to please the person who is frightening you in order to neutralize the danger. This response develops when a child is in a situation where the other three F's are not viable options. Fighting back is impossible. It would only lead to more danger. Fleeing is impossible. You are a child, completely dependent on your caregivers. And freezing, or becoming invisible, might not be enough to stop the threat. So the child's brilliant, creative brain finds the only path left to survival. If I can make the person who is hurting me happy, if I can anticipate their needs, if I can reflect back what they want to see, if I can become their perfect, helpful, unproblematic child, then maybe, just maybe, I will be safe. Maybe then I will be loved. You did not learn to be nice. You learned to be a hostage negotiator for your own life. This profound survival skill is often learned in a specific kind of childhood environment. Sometimes it's the home with a narcissistic or volatile parent. In this world, the child's own feelings and needs are a threat to the parent's fragile ego, so the child learns to erase themselves. They become a perfect, flattering mirror, reflecting back the parent's own grandeur and managing their unpredictable moods. The child becomes an expert at reading the air, at predicting the storm, and at becoming whatever they need to be to de-escalate the inevitable explosion. Sometimes it's the home where the child had to be parentified. You had to become the emotional caretaker for a parent who was depressed, anxious, or struggling with their own life. Your job was to be their cheerleader, their confidant, their rock. You learned that your needs were a burden, and that your value came from your ability to soothe and manage the feelings of an adult. You became a professional caretaker before you even learned how to care for yourself. And sometimes it's the home where you learned your role was to be the good child. Perhaps you had a sibling who was struggling, or there was high conflict between your parents. The system was already overloaded with stress. So you learned that your path to safety and love was to be absolutely no trouble at all. You became the easy one, the quiet one, the perfect one, the one who never added to the family's burden. You learned to swallow your needs, your anger, your sadness, because there was simply no room for them. Whatever the classroom, you learned the lesson perfectly, and you have carried it into your adult life. But the survival strategy of the child becomes the prison of the adult, and the cost of this constant fawning is immense. The first cost is a profound loss of self. You have spent a lifetime being a chameleon, so you have forgotten your own true colors. When someone asks you, "What do you want? What do you think? How do you feel?" The answer is often a terrifying silence. You don't know? You have become so exquisitely attuned to the needs and feelings of others that you have become completely deaf to your own. The second cost is that you have no boundaries. The very idea of a boundary can feel selfish or even life-threatening, because in your past, saying no or having a different opinion was a dangerous act of rebellion that could lead to anger or withdrawal. So you become a doormat, letting others take advantage of your time, your energy, and your kindness, because it feels safer to be used than to be abandoned. This, in turn, makes you a magnet for unhealthy relationships. People who are takers, who are emotionally demanding, who are narcissistic, are subconsciously drawn to you. Why? Because you are an expert at catering to their needs. You are a boundless source of validation. You create a dynamic where you give and they take, because that is the only relationship model you have ever known. And finally, the most secret cost of all is a deep, quiet, and simmering resentment. All the anger you were never allowed to express, all the no's you swallowed, all the needs you denied. They don't just disappear, they accumulate. They build up inside you as a quiet, bitter rage that you feel deeply ashamed of. You feel guilty for being resentful, which just proves to you that you are, in fact, a bad person underneath your nice exterior. But that resentment is not a sign of your badness. It is the whisper of your authentic self. It is the part of you that has not been tamed, the part that knows you deserve reciprocity. It is your loyal bodyguard, finally telling you that you are in danger of disappearing completely. So what is the path forward? It is not to stop being kind. It is to transform your compulsive, fear-based niceness into an authentic, choice-based, and powerful kindness. It is the journey of becoming a friend to yourself first. So the first step is to simply recognize the pattern. The next time you feel that compulsive urge to agree, to apologize, to fix someone else's feelings, pause, and name it. This is not me. This is my fawn response. It's an old survival strategy. This recognition creates a space between the trigger and your reaction. In that space, you can find the beginning of a choice. The second step is to begin the slow, terrifying practice of reconnecting with your no. Start small. It's in low-stakes situations. No, I can't stay late tonight. No, that doesn't work for me. Notice the terror that comes up. No, notice that the world does not end. You're slowly teaching your nervous system that you are an adult now, and you are safe enough to have boundaries. The third step is to find your anger. Your anger is the guardian of your boundaries. It is not a monster. You must gently, and perhaps with the help of a therapist, begin to allow yourself to feel it again. It is the part of you that knows when a line has been crossed. You need its wisdom. And finally, the most important step is to begin asking the question you were never allowed to ask. What do I want? Before you say yes to that invitation, before you offer to help, before you give advice, pause. And ask yourself, what do I truly want to do right now? At first, the answer might be a deafening silence. That's okay. You are listening for a voice you have been silencing for a lifetime. Be patient. Keep asking. Eventually you will hear a whisper, and that whisper is the sound of you finally coming home to yourself. You are not too nice. You are a masterful survivor who learned to negotiate peace in a war zone. The work now is to teach yourself, with great compassion, that you are no longer in that war. You are safe enough now to put down your shield. You are safe enough now to show your own true colors. If this video was helpful for you, please show your support by clicking the like button. To continue this journey of healing, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. And if you know someone who has always been the nice one, please share this video. It might be the story that finally sets them free. Thank you for watching. You're allowed to take up space.